There's been backstage backlash to The Rock's WWE return. Plus, we have more on the WWE staff TKO frustrations. And we have an update on that shocking indie show injury. The one that you saw on socials over the weekend. You know the one. It's all in the Cultaholic Wrestling news right now. How does he do it? That really hurts.
Can I just say, you're very, very tanned.
Thank you, darling. Yes. Even more so just there. Metaphorical tans were hided were on the weekend because of The Rock's return to SmackDown.
He got goosebumps not once but twice, Tom. I counted. I watched with my eyes and I saw those little pimples rise.
And he was very excited to be back, and he wants Cody's soul, which led to multiple people jumping on 2K24 for possibly the final time and attaching the Soul Siphon payback to The Rock in the moveset mode. You can. That's
got a nod and a smile.
You know, on the game, you see pictures online of The Rock doing that in the video game.
Right.
It's a payback called Soul Siphon. You can attach it to The Rock, and you can act out WrestleMania.
Wow.
I know. You're welcome. However, as much as The Rock had a lovely time, goosebumps-inducing goodness, not all good news from people behind the scenes. A little bit of backstage unhappiness as a result of The Rock coming back.
Yeah, the Wrestling Observer is saying that there's definitely people not happy with the way they had a game plan, and the game plan completely changed last week. The Observer adds that despite the reaction, it will only affect a few people on WrestleMania, and how they will be affected will be clear after Saturday's Elimination Chamber.
Because Cody Rhodes has a decision to make. Will he be The Rock's champion and brother and best friend and giver of soul and I guess giver of dog and a slice of garlic bread? Or will he defy the most powerful man in TKO?
He's definitely thinking about it just based off last night's Raw. Rollins came down, that hypocrite. He's forgot about 2015, hasn't he, Tom? He's like, don't you make me upset for doing all the hard work to get that title on your shoulder, Cody. Me.
That's exactly what he said.
That's what he sounded like, yeah. And then Cody just, the segment ended with Rollins walking away, Cody pondering. It might happen, Tom. It might happen.
And it is causing some pivoting for WrestleMania. His return, The Rock's return to the scene, came back very late. It was only announced earlier in the day before SmackDown went to air. Creative, according to Fightful Select, were told about it a few days prior, and still considered a shock to many in the company when it happened, because The Rock had been very much moving away from the wrestling at WrestleMania due to movie commitments and other things.
He was Martin Scorsese's new film. He got announced this week, didn't he?
Yeah, he's doing stuff with Scorsese. PW Torch also reported recently that the return of The Rock and the pivoting of WrestleMania plans would likely to be met with, quote, at the very least, quiet grumbling and frustrations among various parties invested in those original plans. When they say certain parties being quietly grumbling, I think of Paul Levesque.
Just one.
Yeah, I think of one party. I think of Paul Levesque, who has just been neatly building this wonderful WrestleMania card, and then here comes The Rock in a flipping Canyonero, just to smash the house of cards over.
Well, that feels like 2 years in a row, because obviously plans were clearly laid out in one direction last year. Then The Rock came in, then it changed. Then everyone went, well, we don't like that. Then they changed back to what they were initially, with The Rock added in there for a little bit of an accoutrement. And then maybe this year Triple H had some plan figured out for a lot of people, and now The Rock coming back. Well, a few people, as the story says there, and now The Rock's come back again, and it feels like the same thing. I just can't wait for the YouTube documentary to come out in like September, going, "Way, this was all meant to happen."
I hope this is a feature in the new MyGM mode for 2K25, where you're booking a show, then all of a sudden, "Hi, I'm The Rock, I'm back now. Put me in the main event," and you have to wangle him in again. That'd be fun. So yeah, there's a lot. So there, whilst obviously the SmackDown ratings were incredibly high, the reaction online was big to some of the weird things The Rock was saying. The video numbers have done well as well, but there is some backstage frustration around it. The Rock coming in very much as like the board member of TKO, as this sort of overarching corporate menace.
Not the owner, but the most powerful, I think the quote was, wasn't it? Because Ari Emanuel, he's the owner. He owns it all, but The Rock has the most power.
That's basically it. And it's weird how sometimes art imitates life, because we talked in our first news video about frustrations legitimately with WWE staff towards TKO. This is as a result of job perks being taken away, increased workload, and a general feeling of being undervalued by TKO in general. PW Insider adds more on the WWE staff morale situation.
Yeah, they're saying they can independently confirm that with the addition of pro bull riding to the company, including WWE now streaming bull riding organisation on their YouTube channel. I saw you talk about this the other day, and I was like, what's Tom been sniffing? He's been at that glue again.
I've been at that special stash that I've got upstairs somewhere.
But that was on the YouTube channel, wasn't it?
I was just me and the wife, minding our own business on the YouTube thing on our telly, and it went, has WWE been hacked? They're airing bull riding. And we put it on, and Alex was like, well, this is horrible, but why are they doing it? I said, I guess it's a business move they've got with bull. I'm expecting a run-in by The Rock or
Mantor, get him on.
Get Mantor back. So WWE TKO taking on pro bull riding.
But yeah, the story continues. There has been continued discussion among employees about how much more work they have to shoulder. At the same time, many have been let go over since the Endeavour takeover. Yet bonuses were at a minimum, and annual raises were described as a simply small 3% raise.
The fear among employees is that they will continue to shoulder additional responsibilities as the company heads into the biggest part of the year, WrestleMania season. And it'll see the company certainly reaping rewards, but those with boots on the ground for the company will not. It's it's so funny and really it's not even funny. It's really sad to hear this situation where every single time we as consumers, as punters, watch a WWE show, you've got Paul Levesque going, great news guys, highest gate ever, thanks for giving me all your money, thanks for the money, dummies, Dark Side Phil. And you're hearing all of that, and you're hearing about the great movements and the great business that the company's doing, and then you hear stories like this where you go, well, the people who are actually logistically putting these things together aren't reaping the same benefits as maybe some of the talent, and it's certainly some of the higher ups in the boardroom.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's the timing, isn't it? Because obviously there's certain circumstances where companies can't offer you a raise year on year. That's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. But as Tom says, it's never been more prosperous in the WWE, and you could argue that without these people getting to arenas might fall apart. Just simple things like that. The people who book the planes and book the coaches and the cars and not the cars, but you know what I mean. Getting people to arenas, all that falls apart if they're not there doing their job.
These are the MVPs.
Yes.
Really? And you should look after them.
Yes.
Otherwise, you're going to have, you're going to have Akira Tozawa trying to book a truck for next Thursday. And he's got enough going on.
He can do anything he wants to, that man, after Raw.
Oh, my days. That was something, wasn't it?
The heart he has. The heart, Tom.
Tozawa nearly becoming world champion. It's amazing. Hook-flavoured news over in AEW. PWInsider.com reporting he's about to enter contract talks with AEW. I think some sites had reported that Hook had already signed a new deal, but it turns out that basically we're entering negotiations for a new deal, and he's only gone and got flipping sports agent extraordinaire Barry Bloom in his corner.
Yeah, who has the likes of Jim Ross, Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay on his books. So Hook is about to get that bag, as the kids say.
Now, do we think we see Hook head to WWE?
No.
Maybe not in this. No, okay, fair enough. Finally. I do wonder, because I feel like he's got a vibe that would suit NXT. And I feel like WWE would be keeping an eye on a guy like him, and they might go, hey, maybe.
And I guess from Hook's perspective as well, he's been in that same role. I know they feel like they're kicking off now with the Ops, the stable with Shibata and Samoa Joe. But it feels like he's been sort of in the same role now for 3-4 years at this point. There's not been too much progression, so maybe he might be thinking, oh, maybe the grass is greener.
Yeah, grass is green on the other side. Maybe. Well, it's one that we're going to keep an eye on when we know more about what Hook will do next. We'll end on this one. You will have seen this on your socials over the weekend. A shocking injury that took place at the El Hijo del Santo retirement show that took place in Aguascalientes over the weekend. It was a Spanish fly attempted off the top rope during the match, and the rope gave way. Both guys coming down in a bad way. One in particular, Mysterious, who wrestles locally, was later identified as suffering a broken collarbone and a sprained neck. It was originally believed it had been a dislocated shoulder and possibly a fractured 6th and 7th vertebrae. Whilst this is the actual injury he got isn't as bad, it's still pretty bad.
It's horrible.
It's horrible.
Yeah, horrible.
Neither Santo nor the promoters have addressed the injury, but a report from Lucha Blog possibly passes the buck along.
Yeah, the report saying everyone, people part of the show, media, fans, seem to realise the ring was in poor shape prior to the show. None of the people responsible for the show seem to care enough to do anything about it. Even after the top rope broke, they replaced and kept on with the event.
Miguel Angel Ceja, I hope I pronounced that correctly. He's the local promoter who rented a ring from a third party. And a lot of people, it seems, are sort of shifting the blame to him, and also for the people who were running the show for not looking at the ring and going, we should probably tighten this up, fix this up before we go, and prevent an injury from happening. Even after the injury, was a case of it was just reset and everything just carried on as it was.
Especially when, as the report says there, the media, the fans seemed to see there was something wrong, yet the promoters didn't think there was anything wrong.
Yeah.
Just screams of negligence, I think is the word.
A little bit, yeah. Thank you to Lucha Blog for the update on that one. They're going to keep us right on future things, and we'll let you know when we know more as well. Meanwhile, it's Hold and Give time, looking at my watch.
Just about, yes, 4 p.m. GMT. I'll be on the Hold and Give YouTube channel. If you want to search it, go there. Go to the yellow circle at the homepage of this one. If you want to go down there, just we'll go kick some soccers and try not to fall asleep and stuff. Yeah, it'd be fun.
Kick some soccers. Try not to fall asleep. All the main things.
It's a good time as well.
It's a good time. And for the very latest wrestling news at any time, you can check out Cultaholic.com. I've really got to stop doing that. It really hurts. Stay safe and love you. Bye.